Hello everyone, Hunter Bakes here, back with a review for you all. Here with my second 2020 retrospective, everyone. First of two wrestling reviews by, now, everyone, like COVID, just about all Forza Entertainment got hit with COVID there. Got affected in some way, shape, or form. That included professional wrestling there, um, everybody in the business had to adapt with, arenas with little to no crowds there, so that there, so like that. But despite all that there, of course, a couple other things happened this past year. But despite all that there, the men and women in professional wrestling there, they've been doing a great job. They stepped up their game to make sure, do fantastic work this past year. About exciting moments, exciting matches there, and to keep people's spirits up. And what's been what was a rocky year in 2020 there. So. And I figured why not do a list there, tip my hat off to the men and women that, that put in the hard work and effort this past year there, especially with COVID and stuff like that, everything that's happened this past year with them, professional wrestling there and stuff like that. So, yeah. Despite everything that's happened there, they still stepped their game and keep its people spirits up there, so, yeah. So everyone, I said this will be the first of my retrospective for wrestling videos, everybody. I'm going to be doing two separate ones for my top 5 men and top 5 women wrestlers of 2020, everybody. I'm going to be doing the men first, and then I'll be doing my next video will be on the women, my picks for top 5 women wrestlers of WWE. My brain fart. Might make some words there, but my top 5 women wrestlers of 2020. I'll be doing the men first and the women after that there. So I've been saying sorry about that. My tongue twister and brain fart there. There were just 2 quick notifications, everybody. As of course, this is just my personal opinion there. So, don't have to agree with my picks there, but please be respectful in the comments there, if you disagree. If I didn't bring anybody up. And number 2, everybody, my list is going to be different compared to other people's top, my list may be different compared to other people's top 5 best wrestlers lists of 2020 there, since while I have watched a little bit of everything there, the ones I mainly watched there are AEW and WWE there, since I managed to watch their shows more the most consistent out of all the other shows there, Well, maybe they keep up there through with the other shows through clips on YouTube there and stuff like that there. What's been going on the wrestling news and stuff like that there. So like I said, my list is gonna be different compared to some other people's best male or female wrestlers of 2020. Their overall wrestler of the year list there. So yeah, but at least there are a couple of our mentions there. A wrestler that thought did a pretty good job this past year there, but 2 of them will be wrestlers that are not from either WWE or AEW there. There is one from AEW, which I'll get to a bit there. So, first of all, mentions by from Impact Wrestling there is Rich Swann. Everyone, you all may remember Rich Swann during his time in WWE there, but he ended up getting released from WWE after allegations of domestic abuse between his wife, but later those charges were dropped there, and police found out there was really no major issues going on with Rich Swann and his wife Sue Young at the time there. So, but despite that, WWE didn't hire him back there, so Rich Swann ended up going to work other places there, more specifically Impact Wrestling there. Well, he's done a pretty good job. For himself the past couple of years. I feel like 2020 was a breakout year for him there. And he's definitely up there as one of the stars of Impact Wrestling there that people should be focused on there. So that he does his best to keep entertained there with different putting on exciting matches there and good in-ring pro work and stuff like that there. And culminated this past year at Bound for Glory, where he defeated Eric Young, becoming the Impact Wrestling World Champion there. And Rich Swan's been doing a pretty good job as the Impact World Champion for I've seen him so far there, but now, as of right now, I don't know what his next title defense will be, but he is still part of big storylines there. This Saturday, in Impact Wrestling's next pay-per-view, Hard to Kill, he'll be dealing with the Morrissey Machine Guns to take on Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson there. It'll be a little bit of an intrapromotional matchup there, so since AEW Impact Wrestling having doing some business relationship, that started the end of 2020 there, when Kenny Omega became the AEW World Champion there and showed up, showed cool times the Impact Wrestling there and stuff like that. So yeah, since Don Callis is a vice president for Impact there, so yeah. Overall, he had a pretty strong 2020. Probably see him there. I hope he keeps up in 2021. And the second and final person that's non WWE or AEW, I'll be giving our mention there is Will Ospreay. Well, you should be familiar with Will Ospreay there. He's been a good number of people's match a year list there. First, heard about Will Ospreay back in 2016 there when his match to Super Juniors there with Ricochet. I watched him more in WCW there, but in recent times, Will Ospreay has been most well known during his time in New Japan Pro Wrestling. However, Will Ospreay did make a major change of character there. He ended up breaking from the main from the main faces New Japan Chaos there. He became a heel. Now, granted, it was put on hold for a bit there due to COVID there. It's like New Japan Pro Wrestling was for a brief time period not to have a live events due to COVID there. It's like that. And Will Ospreay, he was stuck in the UK there for a bit, so it took a bit of a while for the return. But when he did return, he truly had a big impact there. He's really great. This really great matches there. He's been putting some of his best character work for I've seen him there. And I feel like it's only a matter of time before we see Will Ospreay become the new IWGP World Champion. So, and the last honorable mentions are one as well. Wrestler, that we lost a couple weeks ago there. It was lost still, people are still recovering from there, as he had close relationships with a lot of people in the wrestling industry. That being John Huber, a.k.a. Brody Lee. Although for WWE, if you watch WWE, you may probably more familiar with him as Luke Harper there for the Wyatt family. And it was definitely very sad loss there for Luke Harper there. Lose John Huber there, Brody Lee. Well, I thought he had a relatively good run WWE there. I do agree with a lot of people there saying that he was a bit underutilized there, and he should have been somewhere in the main event picture there and stuff like that, But WWE never really pulled the trigger on him as a main event competitor there and stuff like that. For some reason or another. But, early last year there, when the pandemic was started out there, Brody Lee gave one of the biggest reveals this past year when he debuted as AEW there. He revealed he's ultimate one for the Dark Order. I don't think he was booked very strong there. Actually led him to a matchup there, challenging Jon Moxley for the AEW World Title at Double or Nothing. All he had to fall short there. However, Brody Lee would still be very strong position there. Eventually, he would take the TNT Championship away from Cody Rhodes there. He was a very dominant champion there for the brief time he did have with the TNT Championship. And his last matchup there was one of my personal favorite matches this past year there was with the dog collar match when he and Cody Rhodes went out for the TNT Championship there. But unfortunately, that would be Brody Lee's last on-air TV matchup there. As he was out for a while there, and as you all heard, he unfortunately passed away there due to lung issues there and stuff like that. And for a brief time he was in the AEW there, he was living up the potential as maybe a player there. It's a shame we never got to see him as a world champion, either WWE or AEW there. So, and like I said, back in my reaction video there for Hulk versus Broly, I believe it was, for Death Battle. My condolences to the Huber family there, and John Huber may be gone, but his legacy will still live on. He will not be forgotten. Rest in peace to John Huber there. I want to give things in. I want to these back a bit of a lighthearted mood, everyone. Let's go and get right into my top 5, everyone. Picks for our top 5 male wrestlers of WWE. Sorry, I had a burp there. Everyone. That's food not too long ago. I'll try to get the control here. I was already started number 5, everybody. Had a bit of a tough time picking who to start things off here. So I decided to just say screw it, just add both of number 5. So number 5, we have Keith Lee and Randy Orton there. Now, Keith Lee had a very strong year in 2020. It came out strong last year with him appeared in the Royal Rumble, doing very well at NXT there, and let's Royal Rumble there. We had a stare down with Brock Lesnar, a clash with Brock Lesnar there, last year's Royal Rumble. Even though Keith Lee got eliminated, though, he left a very strong impression, similar to the Shoei Survivor Series. As strong momentum we continue on to NXT there, eventually leading him to becoming the NXT North American Champion. He was arguably the best North American Champion we've had, probably the best person we've seen hold on North American Champion there. Defeated against the likes of Damian Priest, Johnny Gargano, and others on NXT there. Eventually, Keith Lee, the biggest moment this past year there, with him becoming the first double champion NXT there. We was top for the North American NXT Championships. Great American Bash, Night 2, he managed to defeat Adam Cole, ended his over 1 year reign as the NXT champion, and became the first and only double champion so far in NXT history there. However, Keith Lee was still relatively strong there. I believe that's when, after that, that's when things started a bit downhill for him there, as he ended up relinquishing the North American Championship there, which is a bit unstable there. But eventually led to, but eventually lost. But his NXT champion was cut short there after losing it to Karrion Kross. However, during the matchup there, the match wasn't as well received as people thought. The match wasn't as good as some people thought it was gonna be there. And Karrion Kross did end up injured in the matchup. He was forced to relinquish the NXT Championship until afterward there. So the guy who ended up being Keith Lee ended up relinquishing the title there. That hurt him a bit of the NXT Championship there. Now, granted, Finn Balor's been doing a pretty good job ever since Wade the title is just becoming NXT champion again. But brief time period, the NXT Championship, the prestige was hurt a bit there due to that incident there. But it ended up being Keith Lee's final match in NXT there. He was then called up to the main roster there. Well, I feel like overall Keith Lee still is a relatively good position there on the main roster right now. He's had a couple of hiccups there, especially with the beginning there, where he's been back and forth between either drawing or where we did get matches there, especially big wins, the likes of Randy Orton there at Payback. But during the first start there, he was on and off, either getting a win or having things in a draw there, or be disqualification or something like that there. Now, I still think Keith Lee's a relatively strong position there, but a lot of people were expecting him to be a big main event player when he came to Raw there, and while he is somewhere around there, he hasn't necessarily hit that glass ceiling quite yet. But I feel like Keith Lee's a very talented guy there. He's got a lot of charisma. I feel like he'll bounce back from it there for the hiccups he suffered in 2020. So they still have a very strong 2020 overall there. That's, put number 5 on the list there. And Randy Orton, I've heard a lot of people say 2020 was kind of like the revitalization of Ray Orton there. It's not hard to see why. Ray Orton's had probably some of the best character work we've seen him put on his entire career. Becoming one of the biggest heels in WWE there. There's rivalries with the likes of Edge, and taking out legends like let's pray for taking out Edge, the rivalries with Edge and Drew McIntyre, and taking out legends such as Christian, Big Show, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels there, and to an extent Edge there as well, back when they had their match at Backlash. They all culminated there with Ray Orton. Well, if it wasn't for a brief period of time, becoming WWE Champion once again for the 14th time of defeating Drew McIntyre at Hell in a Cell. But his title reign did not last very long there. It only spent about 3 weeks before McIntyre won a championship back on episode Raw before Survivor Series there. Ray Orton's still relatively strong there, with his current rivalry with the Fiend there, and where he literally set him on fire there and stuff like that. Now, everyone, while Ray Orton's had some of the best character work we've seen of him this past year, the reason he's not necessarily higher there is because, his matches, a common complaint I've heard, some people say Ray Orton's matches aren't necessarily the most exciting to see there, and, don't get me wrong, we have seen some exciting matches for Ray Orton there, such as his match with Edge there, at Backlash, and his match with Drew McIntyre there. There were some matches there where Ray Orton they had common criticism being being too slow paced there and stuff like that there. And rivalry with Edge and Ray Orton's been very enjoyable there. A lot of people did not enjoy their last Man Say match up there. Felt like it dragged on for too long. I can understand why there. I really enjoyed WrestleMania, everybody. The probably most disappointing matchup for me that card was Edge vs. Ray Orton there, and there were a couple of times where I felt like the match did drag there, and felt like I almost went to sleep there a bit there while the match was going on there. So, aside from that, Ray Orton's had a very strong 2020 there. We'll see if he can keep it going for 2021 there. Everybody, that's number 5, everybody. Keith Lee, Ray Orton there. And number 4, we have the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. And the reason Roman Reigns is not necessarily hired there is, because he was out of action there. Now, granted, for understandable reasons there, because he had nurse and twins there and stuff like that. He wanted to make sure he was there for his family and stuff like that. But he did miss quite a bit of stuff in 2020 there because of that. Plus, he was not necessarily off the hottest start this year, with that feud with Baron Corbin. And Reigns did, essentially going to give out his family there. And he did end up backing out in the match with Goldberg at WrestleMania there, so. It was supposed to happen this past year, so. But we feel like it was only a matter of time before Roman Reigns came back, and when he did, it was quite the shocker there. Now, I've heard different wrestling fans wanted to see Reigns become a heel there and stuff like that, and we finally got that this past year in 2020. And Roman Reigns has been one of the biggest, people to keep draw people's attention on WWE there. His first match back, he won back the Universal Championship there. He's been very strong ever since then. But also the best matches of the year with the likes of Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens, and with his cousin Jay there, which their feud was one of the strongest this past year. And Roman still Going very strong. Start in 2021 there. I feel like we're gonna see him in that position for a very long time to come there. So. Plus, with him, the pair of him and Paul Heyman been very good there. So. That makes sense there, yeah. Since, Paul Heyman first started out, be an advocate for Brock Lesnar there. We're ready to prove himself there. Now Heyman's kind of an advocate for Roman Reigns there, so. So, that was the reason why I put Roman Reigns at number 4 there by. We'll see if he can continue to be going stronger in 2021 there. At number 3, everybody, we have the first of the 2 AEW superstars that's on this list, that being Kenny Omega, the current AEW World Champion. There was the reason Kenny Omega is not at a higher than number 3, because I feel like the other 2 wrestlers that are at numbers 1 and 2 put up a stronger effort this past year. The better job this past year, my personal opinion, compared to Kenny Omega. But that being said, Kenny Omega has been doing great this past year. Put on some of the best matches of last year there, whether it be a singles action or with tag team action there. And we look at the accomplishments there. He had a very strong year, starting out as tag champions with Adam Page there. They have very strong run as tag champions there. And so one of the best matches this past year with the Young Bucks. And while their match with FTR wasn't necessarily the most exciting there, it did end up help build up to the conclusion of a nearly 1-year storyline between Adam Page and Kenny Omega there. But I've heard a lot, until recently there, I've heard a lot of people say, when's Kenny Omega going back to the main event, be a solo star there, be a singles competitor there. Because I've heard a lot of people say that Kenny Omega has not been the same since joining with AEW there. He wasn't the same as he once was back in New Japan Pro Wrestling there when he dominated as the world champion. But it didn't take long for Kenny to start coming back, to start going into that old persona of his there. And eventually ended up winning the feud with Adam Page there, totally at this past year's Full Gear, and at Winter is Coming, Omega ended up 2020 very strong there by defeating Jon Moxley, become the AEW World Champion. Did a very good job as a champion so far, and he's been doing very well for himself. He's been expanding other companies there, this past year as well, with him recently returned to Triple Mania and Triple Mania there. Then the World Championship there. And also appear on Impact Wrestling there, thus kicking off. They previously brought up business relationship between Impact Wrestling and AEW there. So in case of 2021 very strong there. We'll see if it can top this 2020 there. Number 3, everybody. Number 2, we have the second and final AEW star, everybody. And y'all should have a pretty good idea who it is, everybody. That being former AEW World Champion Jon Moxley. Now, I don't really need to explain much why Jon Moxley's on this high up in the list here. Ever since he left WWE there and joined up AEW there, we all know his matter of time before he would become at the top of the company there, and that happened last year's Revolution there, where he defeated Chris Jericho and became the AEW World Champion there. And Moxley been definitely been one of the strongest, if not the strongest champion AEW's had so far. Defending championship against the likes of Brody Lee, Lance Archer, Brian Cage, Darby Allin, JK, just to name a few of the people he defended against there. Of course, he's also defending against MJF, so. And Moxley, is similar to the other person I'll be talking about here a bit by no spoilers, but similar to number 1. He was seen as the guy for AEW there this past year, and a lot of people were behind him there and stuff like that. And Jon Moxley did a fantastic job as the AEW World Champion there, keeping people entertained around this past year. Even though he's no longer a champ there, I feel like it's only a matter of time before we do see him as a champion again there, so. Now, exactly when, I don't know, but. Jon Moxley definitely left his mark in 2020 there. Let's see. We'll see if he has a stronger 2021 there. And now, everybody, we're at number 1 here, everyone. Some people may not be surprised to see this person list there, but some of you may disagree. But my number 1 pick for the top male wrestler of 2020 was going to Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, I said no, I don't really need much of an explanation there. McIntyre really made 2020 his year there. It started off strong with the Men's Royal Rumble, and after years of people wanting to see know when exactly he was going to become WWE champion, it finally happened when he defeated Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, become new WWE champion. He's been one of the strongest champions in recent memory there. Defended the likes of Dolph Ziggler, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Big Show, Randy Orton, just name a few there. And where there was a brief time period where he lost the championship there, but he ended up winning it back. And he ended off the year defending against The Miz and AJ Styles at TLC there. And get off 2021 strongly there, defending against Keith Lee there, and coming up at the Royal Rumble, he will be defending against the championship against Goldberg there. And of course, he's been doing great in-ring work, both on the mic and the ring there. And he's had some of the best matches this past year there. So, I said, this was very difficult putting this list together. Number 1 was no question about it there. McIntyre made 2020 his year. He did his best to keep people's spirits up in 2020 there. I hope he keeps doing what he's doing in 2021. So, yeah. Well, everybody, that concludes the top 5 male wrestlers of 2020, everybody. I'll make sure to be doing my top 5 female wrestlers of 2020 here very soon, so make sure I'll stay for that. That pretty much wraps things up here, everyone. If you like what you saw here, make sure to hit the like button. Do chill, hit the subscribe, hit the bell notification icon so I won't miss any of the uploads. I'll see you all next time with her big sign out. Peace.